Hey, what is going on, Aries? Butch Tarot here. I am going to do a general read. Because it's a general read, it may not resonate with everyone. It is for your sun, moon, rising, and your Venus. For all you cross watchers, all roles can be reversed. Always feel free to comment down below. I'm going to pull an oracle card first from the Archangel Oracle deck. Yours. Give us a message for Aries. Three of Michael. Release the past. You will grow from the situation. Time heals all wounds. All right, with all that being said, let's get it. Yours. What message do we have for Aries for August 2025? Oh, shit. All right, Aries. So, I mean, I feel like we started off. I see this past relationship. Now, this may be something you're just leaving or something that was still fairly recent, but I do feel it came to an end, and I don't feel like it ended pretty. You know, we have the Tower card. We have the Six of Cups. I feel like with this past relationship, I feel like this person just didn't appreciate you. You know, I feel like they didn't nurture. They didn't, you know, the spark was kind of gone. I mean, the Star in reverse. I feel like it took more from you than it gave to you. Like, I just feel like it almost felt draining. Like it was draining the life out of you. Kind of somewhere along that road, I feel like you lost a little bit of that zest for life. But I do feel like that it's already come to an end. With that Tower, like I said, it didn't end well. You know, it came crashing down, but the optimistic silver lining of that is that now you got a clean slate. And I feel like that's, you know, I feel this new energy coming towards you. Now, this may be someone you just met or someone you are going to meet. I do see new communication. Like I said, I do see it starts off more in a friendship, and I feel I feel like there's definitely some unspoken chemistry between the two of you. But I feel like it's more than that. I feel like this person makes you happy. You know, you just like spending time with them. You know, they make you laugh. It's full of fun. You know, and it's inspiring. It kind of rejuvenates that zest for life. You know, you just have fun. You never know what you're going to get from this person, but you're always excited to see it. You know what I mean? It's just inspiring. And with that Ace of Wands and that Queen of Wands, that Aries energy, I just feel like with this person, it doesn't have to be any more than what it is. I feel like you genuinely feel like they care, like they're listening, like they understand. Like I feel like it goes far deeper than just communication. I feel like you're communicating without words with this person. And I mean, with this person, like the spark was lost, the spark is reignited. That Page of Wands, like I said, I mean, I feel like with this person, they just make you feel wanted. They make you feel like the center the center of attention. It's just fun to be around them. There's no expectations. You both find excuses to be around each other, like to share things with each other, do things with each other. They just make you feel special. You can trust them, and moving forward, I mean, I feel like this person is just straight to the point. They're a straight shooter. And I feel like you're really going to enjoy that about this person. Like, there's no bullshit. There's no reason to lie. And that Empress, I mean, this person is drawn to you. I mean, not only to the physical form of you, but it's deeper than that. I mean, I feel like this person thinks about you when you're not around. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if this person makes excuses to be around you. And they see something that past person or all past persons didn't see. And they're not, that's why I feel like there is that very honest energy, because this person isn't going to try to screw this up. They know what they got right in front of them. They know who's in front of them. They see what those others obviously didn't see. And they're not letting it go. Not by a long shot. That King of Wands grabbing hold and holding on. They know what they want. I mean, they've been dreaming about you, and they didn't even know it was you they were dreaming about until they met you. They know what they want. They've been fantasizing about this. You're fulfilling their desires, or you're fulfilling their dreams. And the least they can do is pay you back, give you the same. And that's what I feel like with this person. Like I said, all those things you weren't getting before, you're getting it all from this person. They're showing up, they're putting in the work. They're there for you. And it's not just them being there for you, it's how they make you feel when they are there. It's how they look at you. How they can make you feel wanted without even saying anything. That's what moves this. I see this moving very quickly. I mean, this person fill up your cups. And not just some of your cups, all of your cups with that 9 of cups. It's that fulfillment. Like I said, with the Sun card as well. I mean, I see a lot of happiness here. And it's not just what this person brings. It's not just how they look at you. It's not how they make you feel. It's just kind of getting back to you. Getting back to that place where you're being seen. I feel like it's been a while since you felt seen. But they see you. And with all that passion, I mean, this is intensely passionate. I mean, I can feel like you're going to have a great physical connection with this person. But what really puts the icing on the cake is I feel like this person's emotionally mature. Like, you're not dealing with, somebody that's not ready for you, that can't handle you. You're dealing with someone that can very much handle you. Someone that's very much ready for you. Someone that will compete with you. And like I said, I mean, always keeping you on your toes. Someone that's emotionally mature. Someone that's ready for a real relationship. Not someone that's going to say they are, but they can't keep up. This person can more than for sure this person keeps up. I mean, I feel like you're finding balance in the situation. Like, this is someone that just matches your energy. And like I said, it kind of, sometimes if you think of it as like your fire's going out, that passion that, is going out, and all of a sudden somebody puts their fire right next to you, this big fire, and all of a sudden the sparks start flicking over and it ignites your fire again. Having that right person in your life, someone that doesn't drain you but fills you up. I guess the train's here. And that's what moves us forward quickly, because it just feels right. I don't know if you can hear that, but that's so loud. He has to let everybody know. It's like 5:30 in the morning right now. Just let everybody know that he's coming through town, I guess. But like I said, I mean, this person, you never know what you're going to get. Like, you never know what's going to be next with this person. I mean, I see this whirlwind, but it keeps going. This is not just like a burns hot, burns out quick. I mean, I feel this continue to burn. I feel this energy continuously moving forward, finding new depths. It's important to realize when we meet people, it's not about how they want to make us feel, it's how they unintentionally make us feel. Some people want to make us happy and they want to do things that make us smile. It's the things that they do that make us smile that they didn't mean to do. That's what's real about a connection. Those people that just bring a certain side of us out, and we enjoy how we are when we're with them. That's what makes it real. Like I said, I mean, I feel like this is burning hot. A lot of passion. But it's a mature, passionate connection. Like I said, this is not just somebody looking to get your goodies and get out. I mean, they see it, and they're happy that other people didn't. Other people's loss is their gain. They found something great. They're not going to let it go. Not without a fight. With this person, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, like I said, a lot of passion. We do have some Pisces and Cancer. We have some Libra, some Gemini. Some Aquarius as well. I always say that to people, like when everybody asks me, like, I had a friend of mine quite a few years ago now. She said, how do I know if he's the one? Which is such a crazy question. And I said, what do you mean? Like, explain to me what you mean. Like, what makes you think he is? What makes you think he isn't? And anyway, she said, well, sometimes when I'm with him, I feel like incredible. I feel this incredible connection with him. I feel like he wants me. But then there's times when we're not together that I never hear from him. And I said, well, if somebody loves you and somebody wants you, there shouldn't be a lot of times when you have to ask. you know? Like, you'll know. And if you don't know, it doesn't mean they're not the one. It just means you need to have more of a conversation. You know, that's a problem with a lot of relationships is we find ourselves in a spot where we're not getting what we want, but so few of us want to communicate that with our partner. Like if your person is like you have all these great things with your person, but there's some things that need work. For some reason, we've given up on the work side of it for a lot of people. Like a relationship isn't two people that are perfect and never have any problems. A relationship is when two people are willing to work through when they have problems. You know, that's the thing. But from what she told me, I mean, I gave her the best advice I gave her. I said, listen, tell him, tell him it bothers you. If he fixes it, then he cares. If he doesn't, maybe he doesn't. A lot of times we let those, a lot of people bottle that up. Something that your partner's doing that bugs you and they spend years. I know people that spend years being bugged by something and never saying anything. When maybe just a conversation, being truthful and saying, listen, I need this. And if you can't give it to me, just tell me now. And I know what you're thinking. A lot of people say, oh yeah, I can do that for you, but then they don't. A relationship is work. A good relationship is work, but it's teamwork. You got to have someone that's on the same page, and if they ever fall behind, you got to have someone that's willing to do a little extra reading to catch up. The problem with little problems, and like a lot of times I hear that saying, oh, well, everything's great except for this. But little problems have a tendency of becoming big problems down the road, sometimes. And I think that people differ. We differ a lot from our partners in certain ways. In some ways, we're the same. And a good partnership is willing to work around that to make it work for both of you. Even in my relationship, I'm not overly emotional. I struggle with emotion. I'm good at intimacy, and I'm good at thoughtful gifts. I'm good at wanting, with me and my partner, when, I'm good at knowing that it's time that she needs to, date night. I just struggle with emotions. Like when she's emotional, I struggle with that. And I'm a lot of fire in my chart. But I know that's a problem, so I work on it. It's about loving someone enough to work on it. And if you're not willing to work on it, then do you really love them? This got deep and dark, and I feel like I got so off topic, but it happens. Anyway, I love you all. Be good. Take care. Stay safe.